Now I want to briefly come back to this blank versus null thing, and I prepared a little slide here to explain it a bit better what it's all about. Blank equals true can be set on any model field to control whether that field can be left empty when entering a value in a form, for example. And that's really important. Here we are talking about entering data, providing data for the model for a specific field. Now, null equals true is related but not the same. If a field in a model does not receive any value, because blank is set to true and it therefore may be left empty, then the database, or Django, has to do something with that field when that data is written into the database. Now, for char fields, or any kind of text content, typically an empty string is stored in the database. So there is a value stored in the database, it's just an empty string. For other kinds of fields, like date fields or numbers, storing an empty string is not an option because that would be the wrong data type. For these situations, there is a special null value in the SQL world. This is a special value which can be stored in a database, in a record, in a field of a record, and this can be used for this case. This can be used if a field potentially has no value, but by default, Django does not allow null values. That's why you have to explicitly set null equal to true to tell Django that a given field for a model might not receive a value because of blank equal true, and that in such a case, this null value should be stored and allowed, so that this null value, this special value, is stored in the database. Without null equal true, this would not be allowed, and then for any other fields than char fields or email fields, so for any non-text fields, Django would not know what to store, and it would therefore throw an error. That hopefully clarifies a little bit what blank and null are about, and therefore that is what you should keep in mind when you see those values being used throughout the discourse.